Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a romance recommendation. I asked you guys on my Instagram to choose which recommendation video you wanted me to do first. So I asked you guys to choose between Marriage of Convenience, Spicy Romances, and Friends to Lovers. So let's check what you guys picked. Okay, so with, oh my god, there's so many votes. With 461 votes, you guys picked Spicy Romances. Before I get into the recommendations, I did want to let you guys know that the next round of Smut-a-thon is coming. So this isn't like an official announcement, but I did want to tell you guys the dates for it because I kid you not, every single day somebody messages me and asks when the next Smut-a-thon is, and I keep having to be like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure yet. So if for some reason you don't know what Smut-a-thon is, it is a romance readathon that I co-host with my best friend Lainey from Ginger Eats Lainey. We've been doing this now for like 4 years, I think. I don't know. We've been doing it for a while, and it's basically just a romance readathon where we try to read very steamy romances. So the next round will be from December 18th to the 20th. So that is 3 days. It's a weekend. I figured it might be a good time in December. Like, people are probably out of school by then. Some people might be taking off work for the holidays. It's a weekend. So that will be when the next Smut-a-thon is, and within the next couple of weeks we should be announcing more information about it. So I will leave the link to the Smut-a-thon Twitter down below so that you can make sure you are kept up to date. Okay, so now for the spicy romance recommendations. So what do I mean when I say spicy romance? Basically, I think of romance as having a scale. One end you have sweet romances, and then cute, and then romantic, and then sexy, and then all the way at the end is spicy. Spicy are, they've got that extra that extra heat, that extra sizzle. All the books I'm gonna mention right now would be really great choices to read during Smut-a-thon. So the first book is Go Deep by Rilzy Adams. This is probably one of my favorite romances that I read this year. It is a friends to lovers romance about a girl who is a romance author, and she's kind of been in a rut. So she enlists the help of her guy best friend, basically to have like a friends with benefits type of situation to get her mojo back so that she can start writing romance again. And the steamy scenes in this book, oh my god. A round of applause. There's a particular scene that takes place in a restaurant that is iconic, immaculate, amazing. And I really loved the romance that develops between them because prior to their friends with benefits arrangement, they didn't have like any real like feelings for each other or attraction for each other, but they had like such a good friendship. And then during their friends with benefits time, they kind of realized that they actually did have feelings for each other. And the male character in this was just so great. So the next one is Guarding Temptation by Talia Hibbert. I had to add a Talia Hibbert book into this because she is my favorite romance author, and this one is another friends to lovers one. The main character writes a political blog, and she has been doxxed and she is being harassed a lot. So she goes to stay with her friend, who also happens to be her brother's best friend. And prior to the book, they had like a sexual encounter that in the middle of, he like stopped and acted like he immediately regretted it, and it really hurt her feelings and embarrassed her, so she hasn't been talking to him for a while. But now that she's being harassed, she needs his help to protect her, and she needs to stay at his house. The heat levels in this book was just like, I don't often blush, but this book really made me blush. And again, this is another one where I really loved the male character. Like, he was a very tough, strong guy, but he was also so sweet and so protective, and I really liked how he wanted to take care of the heroine, but he also knew that like she's a very strong, independent woman. I think he walked like a really good balance of helping her but not like overstepping and acting like she couldn't do things for herself. And then I just loved them together. So the next one is Theirs for the Night by Katie Robert, another author who I had to put in here. I actually have a couple things by Katie Robert on here, so we'll start with this one. So this is a polyamorous romance about a girl who goes out to a club on her birthday, and at the club she meets these two guys who are really hot, and they ask her to come home with them. So she goes home with them and has like a crazy wild night with them, and then turns out they are a prince and The Prince's Bodyguard. So Katee Robert is kind of like the best steamy romance author, I think. I have never been disappointed by one of her books. They're always amazing. And I really, really loved the dynamic in this book, specifically between the prince and the bodyguard. And then the other Katee Robert books are her Wicked Villains series. So I've only read the first 2 books, but basically this is a romance series that takes Disney villains and gives them a romance. So the first one is Jasmine and Jafar. The second one is Meg, Hercules, and Hades. The third book is Tinkerbell and Hook. The fourth one I think is Belle, the Beast, and Gaston. And then the fifth one I think is Aurora and Maleficent. No, wait, that one hasn't come out yet. There's one in between. There's one in between that's like The Little Mermaid. I think it's like Ursula and the Little Mermaid. I don't know. But so I read the first 2 books and oh my god, I love this series so much. So basically they take place modern day. Like, they don't take place in the fairy tale world. It's modern day. And most of it really surrounds this sex club that Hades runs. I think all the characters are members of that club. And it's really funny to me because I've talked about this series a lot and then I've had people read it not really, like, just hearing the Disney part. When I say Disney, they just hear that part and nothing else. And then they read it thinking they're gonna get like Disney romances. And that's not at all what it is. Like, these are erotic, like steamy, adult, dark romances. The second book is definitely my favorite of the 2 that I've read. So that one was about Meg, Hades, and Hercules. And it's just a really fun series. I actually think that they just all recently came out on audio, so I'm definitely gonna listen to all of them. I kind of want to do like a reading vlog of me just like reading all of them, so let me know if you guys would be into that. And then the last Katee Robert book I have on here is Your Dad Will Do. So this is the first in her taboo romances that I think she now has 2 books out in. So this one is about a girl who finds her fiance cheating on her. So to get revenge on him, she fucks his dad. Basically, this book is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, but if you take out all the plot. And there we go. I loved this. I thought it was amazing. And then she has a second book out in this series that I haven't read yet, but I think it's a Christmas romance, so I might read that in December. And I think it's called Gifting Me to His Best Friend. I think that's what it's called. But basically what I'm saying is Katee Robert just as a whole, very spicy. Next is Neighborly by Katrina Jackson. So this was my first Katrina Jackson book and I loved it so much. Basically it's about 2 couples who are neighbors and the girls in each of those couples are attracted to each other and their partners are okay with those attractions and okay with them exploring that attraction. So it's kind of like the 4 of them together, but it's mostly the girls. I really liked how this book had a huge emphasis on consent and communication because consent is sexy. Yeah, I thought this was really great and I'm so excited to read more Katrina Jackson books. So the next one is Only for a Night by Naima Simone. So this is about a guy who left the Irish mob and he now owns a sex club, and one day this woman walks into the club who turns out to be like the one that got away from his past, and she recently, her husband died and she had a very like not great sex life, so she has come to this club to ask him to like teach her how to have good sex. And so he decides that they can only do it once for the night and then they have to never see each other again. So the book follows that one night and I really liked this. Again, this had a lot of consent and I really liked how, because she was very new to everything that was going on in the sex club, so I really liked how he sort of like slowly introduced things to her and like let her like work herself up. So those were my spicy romance recommendations. Definitely let me know in the comments what some of your favorite spicy romances are, or what is like the spiciest romance you've ever read. And definitely make sure to mark your calendars December 18th to the 20th for Smut-a-thon. I am so excited. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!